would it be correct to say that string theory is basically an effort to get a unified theory? I mean, basically a theory of everything. Professor Brian Greene, he had explained it very simple and beautiful way. Strings as basically the nucleus of the atom is somewhere in the middle, and there's a strings which are vibrating, and the basis on the vibration of the strings, you get the properties of a certain matter. I mean, if it's vibrating like this, it becomes a proton. If it's vibrating like this, it becomes electron. Basically, a certain kind of vibration gives it its property. Would that be the right framing?
So string theory is currently a theoretical framework which is being developed, which is able to describe many unusual features of gravity, which is what makes gravity very different from the other forces. And the way it does it, the name string theory comes from picturing the excitations of a string-like object, like a rubber band. And the remarkable thing is that gravity is one of those excitations. One of the forces that two strings feel is the force of gravity. And it describes that force of gravity very much like what Newton would have described when the strings are sufficiently far apart, or when they come closer, what Einstein would have described in terms of his geometry of space and time. But when the strings are really interacting at the quantum level, it gives a consistent picture of how gravity should behave at the quantum level. People had thought of point particles as essentially point-like objects, and that is of course an idealization. There is no such thing as a point, but a string is less of an idealization of the point particle-like picture, and helps to make the interaction between these particles much smoother in some ways, and helps to kind of cure some of the problems that the quantum description of particles normally run into when we talk about gravity. So the string-like picture is something that actually exists even in strings are in some ways just extended objects and are fairly natural in many other contexts as well. So if you begin to study string theory, you realize it's actually a very powerful framework to study a lot of excitations in nature, which are kind of extended objects, string-like objects.